Girlfriend 19 slept with someone else while I 21 thought we were talking. So to start, we've been dating for nearly 2 years now. And while I love her very much and think she's a wonderful and sweet person, this one issue has bothered me since I found out early in the relationship. I don't know what to do, and I've already looked at many posts about this, but I figured I'd post my story. So I met my now girlfriend in late May, and we hung out and everything was great, took her to my place, and we did nothing sexual, or romantic really. We just got along great, and I'm not a very forward guy, but this all felt very natural. We were texting each other several messages, long paragraphs, and everything. Second date is good, we cuddle on the couch, and she stays over. Nothing sexual. This is where the issue is. Apparently after our second date, a day after, she goes and sleeps with a guy from her high school, an old acquaintance. I didn't know this at the time, and that night we were texting each other huge messages and she was telling me to watch shows and stuff, all great things, and then no reply for almost a whole day. She had left her phone at a friend's house, she told me. AKA his car. That day we start planning our next date, and 2 days after she did that we hung out. Up to this point we aren't technically exclusive. Eventually, once we got to telling each other stuff about our past, she said he last hookup was early May. I was fine with this, it was before I knew her. Now turns out she lied about this, and about 3 months into the relationship. I found out by doing some digging on my own. To fast forward, she slept with a guy a day after our second date, and lied about it later. Now I understand we aren't exclusive at that point in time, but to me and my personal morals, I don't go around sleeping with others while I talk to someone, and as she has told me, I barely knew you. My issue is I've been bothered by this whole situation for 2 years and it's never gotten better. I find it to be extremely disrespectful and disgusting. It's painful because I'd never gotten along so well with a girl, and she said the same to me, yet she did that. She has twisted the whole story several times, and I would have never dated her if she had told me she slept with someone a day after our second date. And then had the nerve to ask to hang out the day after. She claims over and over that she didn't plan on hooking up with him, and said he was just a friend. Very recently she told me new info that she hung out with him in the first place because she matched with him on Tinder. I just don't know how to feel about this, and don't know if I should stay. It's just completely against my morals, and she is firm on she did nothing wrong, which is technically true, but not to me. You don't have to be okay with it. You have realized that you have preferences and boundaries, and you can hold firm with these in future relationships. Your boundaries are different to your girlfriend's. However, this relationship is dead. You are young and this is a learning experience. I wouldn't be okay with that either. You don't have to be either. What would bother me more here is the constant lies and changing lies. She knew what she was doing wasn't right, which is why she didn't tell you. You're only finding out after getting the information for yourself. Decide if this is a deal breaker for you now or not and try to move on. It would be hard to have a good relationship if you're holding a grudge the whole time, but it's also hard to have a good relationship if you lie. I'm sorry man, doesn't look like a good situation in general. Well, there is a reason she didn't tell you in the first place. It's against her morals as well, and she's probably very well aware this is just not something you do when entering in a promising relationship with someone. This is awful. It shows how little respect she had for you. That kind of disrespect and mismatch of values would be a deal-breaker for me. Knowing she was fucking another dude between dates with you is unrecoverable in my eyes. So, if you met her in May and she slept with the guy after the second date, that would still be May and she wasn't lying. You hadn't committed yet, so you didn't get a commitment. That's how it works. If you want exclusivity, you enter a relationship. She wasn't your girlfriend at the time. She did nothing wrong to you. Now, if she was having you drive you to hookups, whether she did something wrong period. If you don't want to be with someone who does hookups, you don't have to. Big nope. Barely knew you is bullshit. This girl will do whatever she wants if she feels entitled to. I barely knew you. You didn't communicate clearly. I was drunk, etc., etc. Damn sorry man, I'm in a similar situation. Dated 2 years, broke up and started talking again. While we were talking, she never mentioned all these guys she was actively dating and kissing at bars during the peak of fucking COVID. I was still grieving from the breakup. Well, she then tells me 100% she wants to be with me, then a day later says she has options. I've never felt so sick, betrayed, worthless. I absolutely loved this girl. Turns out I didn't even know her. She said sorry a month later and how we had a pretty great relationship. I told her not to contact me. Been 6 months and the wounds have not healed. And she is firm on she did nothing wrong, which is technically true, but not to me. Yeah, you can't force your morals on someone for something like this. I will say though, she did lie to you about it. And I doubt that she would go out of her way to lie if she didn't think it might be a big deal. So far she's lied twice. She knew it was wrong. Doesn't matter the rights and wrongs of it, you're incompatible and this relationship will be forever burdened by this original essence. At 21, don't sink any more time into this relationship, you're just wasting time that would be better spent on yourself and finding someone new. Had a similar experience. The girl I was seeing was going on dates with me and this other guy too. At first I genuinely thought she looked up to me as a friend and partner. Only to realize she was finding a way for her love to burn. It felt terrible knowing I gave my all for her and she was dating 2 guys and hoping to see who prevails in earning her love. Eventually, the other man confessed his genuine feelings before me. This led to them becoming partners and eventually leading her to ghosting me once and for all. It's a sucker punch to learn from and choose wisely. You weren't exclusive. You hadn't even slept together. The lying is not great, but it only happened because she was afraid you'd react like this. If your sense of entitlement is more important than the relationship, end it. Otherwise, get the fuck over yourself and stop sabotaging what you have. When people show you who they are, believe them. Were you exclusive? No, but I don't want to be with someone I have to write all the details in a contract. I want to be with someone that respects me, focuses on me and isn't playing the game to see whatever they can get. Sounds like you're the same. Leave her, it won't get better, and both of you can learn. Maybe she will learn to respect people. So you commented earlier that it's just hard cause it's both our first relationship and it's 2 years long. I'd be more bothered that slept around with a person or people she wasn't in a relationship with, although it's within her rights and privilege to sleep with whoever she wants. But hey, different strokes for different folks. You're not incompatible, that's it. Don't get a complex around trust because a 17-year-old lied to you. You should leave. You are clearly extremely hung up on this and it's been 2 years. Personally, I don't think she did a single thing wrong. You weren't in a relationship with her. You'd only been on 2 dates. She wasn't even obligated to tell you she'd been with anyone else, but she did, and it sounds like it's been awful ever since. You are putting a value on her based on sex, even stating what she did was disgusting and that you've never gotten along with anyone else like this before, yet this totally independent thing she did as an independent person has ruined her for you. She's 19, please let her go so she doesn't get mentally punished for this anymore. Okay, so 1, sex is just sex, she had sexual intercourse with a person while you were talking and barely getting to know each other. The only not good thing she did was not tell the truth. Probably because she is feeling ashamed of the situation and doesn't want you to look at her in a certain light. She is just really bad at lying. She had sex with a person, before you were exclusive. She loves you and is exclusive with you now, she is choosing you now. But yeah, sex between 2 people is just that, not that deep, 0 emotions were involved, therefore it's not deceitful. She didn't cheat, she had sex as she was getting to know you. My solution to this is, talk to her about her lying about the situation and how that makes you feel, that she changes the story on it. I mean she didn't nothing wrong by sleeping with him but she has by lying and trickle-truthing.